Savant.
Oh my stars! Cole Curfew ties it.
He's in. He scores! Oh my! Demidov!
Oh, baby, is Habs Nation going crazy even less than 24 hours or pretty much 24 hours after that disaster ending in Edmonton. We're going to get right into that. Thank you so much for tuning in to a brand new episode of the Curfew Boys Podcast on YouTube. Full disclosure, we recorded this episode early today, Friday, October 24th, even though it is coming in live now on YouTube. We recorded this earlier today. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please click like and subscribe. It is absolutely free. If you're listening on audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., thank you so much for tuning in. Give us a 5-star rating. It is the only way we can feel the love. I am Sammy. He is Zook.
Hey now.
Oh, I'm in a bit of a different setting environment. I figure
you're in a floral environment, looking
maybe
very
having. Well, you know what? After what happened in Edmonton last night, I figured maybe giving me some plants, some that provide oxygen in the house could make me feel better. Maybe make me feel at peace after what happened last night. I don't know if it's working, but here we are right now, and I can't wait to discuss this with you, my boy. Before we do, just want to say a big thank you and shout out to our sponsors. We'll start with Les Délices Lafrenette. Some of the best pastries in Montreal, your cakes, cannolis, and our favorite, especially being Italian, Zeppelis during the month of March. They have 6 locations: Rosemere, Brossard, Saint-Julie, Montreal West, Pointe-Claire, and our hometown, St. Leonard. Visit lesdeliceslafrenette.com for much more information. They are simply delicious, simplement délicieux. Also sponsored by Habs Cave. Our boy Sunil is on this Western road trip. He was in Calgary. He was in Edmonton. I'm curious to know if he's going to Vancouver on Saturday night.
Why not? But nonetheless, it's a couple hours away. Flight.
But nonetheless, thank you, Sunil, for sponsoring us. Habs Cave on Instagram. Every Habs fan dream of having a man cave like the Habs Cave. Great content with some of the best Montreal Canadiens memorabilia you can think of. He's got it from top to bottom. He's a great person, heavily involved in the Montreal Canadiens community. Just an awesome, awesome guy. Give him some love on Instagram and on TikTok. Last but not least, Mike's Barbecue Rub. My buddy Mike from RDP is a Canadian company who creates his own barbecue season. If you can throw it on the grill, you definitely try Mike's Barbecue Rub. Fish, vegetables, chicken, meat. You name it, you got it. He also uses his own seasoning to season, or his spices, to season his own kettle chips, which are absolutely amazing. We have a bunch of them. Had some earlier today. Had some last night, even though I threw the bag in frustration. No, I'm just joking. Visit mikesbarbecuerub.com for more information. Follow his social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok. And last but not least, folks, don't forget to rub your
meat. Exactly.
That's some kind of jingle there, Zook. I know you're musically gifted, but
if ever he wants me to do one for him, my pleasure.
When it comes, you somehow have some jingle joy when you're talking about rubbing meats there.
So we could get creative with that one, eh, Sammy?
Let's like you know what I think we gotta laugh, buddy.
Yeah, no, we have no choice.
Man, I'm not over it.
Yeah.
This was the best Montreal Canadiens game as far as 5-on-5 is concerned. Against the Edmonton Oilers, you know, 2 superstars, probably the best players in the world right now, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, back-to-back Stanley Cup finalists.
Right.
You know, on a road trip. They were in Calgary 24 hours prior. Not exactly their best game, but they still managed to get a win in overtime after an insane Ivan Demidov passing play to Mike Matheson. Matheson comes in, boom. Won't miss that. Canadiens get those 2 points against a very struggling Calgary Flames team. Dustin Wolf, I feel bad for him. I'm getting shades of like that Carey Price vibe that's just carrying a team. You know what I mean? Unfortunate for Dustin Wolf, he doesn't really have a good team in front of him, and he's doing everything he can. Like he said himself, like I'm doing my job. I'm stopping pucks. I can't create offense. So that was a bit of a, I guess, a calling out to his teammates, but can't blame the guy.
Very Patrick Raw of him.
Dude. Yeah, well, Patrick was.
It's something he would have said, like, come on.
Or maybe, yeah, for sure. Guys, I'm doing my job. You need to do yours too. Yeah, he's holding his team accountable.
Man. He's a great goaltender, man. Like he's only 24 years old.
Yeah, Calder Trophy finalist. Calder Trophy finalist
in nets.
Oh, they really do it, and it's crazy. He's not that big either. Huh? He's like
but he's very But you see how flexible he is, dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
he kind of
not
plays
many
big.
athletic goaltenders like that. Yeah, right.
1,000%. And it's kind of tough for us to watch Western games, but man, getting a glimpse of him, he was. I thought he was phenomenal. If it wasn't for him, the Canadiens could have been up like 5-1 or something.
Oh, easily, dude.
So, the Canadiens, they come off that high, those 2 points, play against the Edmonton Oilers. Even the Edmonton Oilers too, they're struggling a little bit, and one could understand. I mean, back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals appearances, and don't have that much resting time compared to everybody else in the league. You kind of see that,
Sammy. Did you see how many players left the team? Not left, but you know what I'm saying in terms of players that don't. That aren't there from last year, like the Perrys and
they changed. They definitely changed some players. Oh, 1,000%, 1,000%. So let's get into it. Man, the Canadiens look great 5-on-5. They press and press and press, outshot them. A couple of times. I think I thought Mike Matheson was able to shut down Connor McDavid a little bit.
He, for the most part, he did.
He did for the most part, absolutely. Then the power play came on. You saw Ivan Demidov on the first power play unit, and I think that got Habs fans excited. Obviously replacing Zachary Zook, who went on the second power play unit. Not much came out of it, but the Canadiens had momentum practically the entire game, especially the first period. The second period comes along, and you're like, okay, let's see. Not exactly let's see what this team is made of, but now, the second period was kind of like a recent struggle, try to keep a lead or get a lead. And when we saw 3-1 from Edmonton, I'm like, oh God, here we go again. And then boom, 3-2.
Likewise.
A big goal by Josh Anderson. What a line by Josh Anderson, Jake Evans, and Brendan Gallagher. They really are an energy line. The forechecking was unbelievable on that play. Jake Evans had a strong game.
Who's the deep pairing for that line? For the deep pairing, is it Carrier?
Oh, I thought Carrier lately has been solid. Like, he's taking pages out of the David Savard book, blocking shots, and man, a couple of times he's generating some offense too, dude. Like under the radar. He's absolutely. I think Alexandre Carrier is having a great season so far.
I'm surprised there's not much talk about it, like within the media here in Montreal as well. There's not much. Maybe that's a good thing.
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I think a lot of people are praising him. French media, for sure, rightfully so. Dude, I've heard a few times on English media they're praising Alexandre Carrier. Like,
good. It's well deserved. It's one of the rare things that we
1,000%. 1,000%. So, that goal happened, and you kind of felt momentum shifting Montreal's way with like that Cole Caulfield goal was the first one. His first goal was a thing of beauty. That Noah Dobson pass, if you notice, Noah Dobson loves being a right-handed shooter. He loves being at that right side and trying to find someone cross-ice pass to hopefully create a scoring chance. Who did that for most of their career with the Montreal Canadiens? Which defenseman did that a lot?
Markov.
Dude. I don't want to compare.
He would always find Plekanec or who else would he find? Kovalev.
Dude. Kovalev on the right side, Markey on the left. Cross-ice pass would find him in the circle.
Dobson needs to keep it simple. Like, generally speaking, I find he's been great, solid, and all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that we've
fantastic
expected. But Dobson, like, there's sometimes some moments where he tries to do a little too much, which I don't blame him. But sometimes, that extra play that he shouldn't do, and then it leads to a turnover and blah blah blah. Like in Calgary, that one goal was that small mistake, but it's you gotta look at the overall thing, right? That like overall he's been more than fantastic in my opinion.
1,000%. They tied up at 3. Yeah. Then another play too. Caulfield coming down the right side, snipes it. What a shot for real! Like the Canadiens went into the third period full on confident, full momentum, take a 5-3 lead starting the third. And then that's kind of when
the refs
that's kind of when the refs took over. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
To me, it started with, not a lot of people are going to agree with this. Like, I don't care about the missed calls. It's going to happen. The game is fast.
It's part of the game, yeah.
It's part of the game. The refs miss a call, fine. To me, what bothers me more than missed calls are bad calls.
Right.
That Uri Slafkovsky boarding penalty was complete bullshit. That was garbage. And to the best of my memory, I don't think the Canadiens allowed a power play goal on that one, but you give the Edmonton Oilers momentum.
Yeah.
You give them an opportunity. You give them a chance to come back into this game.
Yep.
Then there was a Mike Matheson trip. Fine. It's a trip. You kind of have to call that. They score on that.
Yeah.
And then you give a Josh Anderson.
To me, that's the only one that I don't understand.
So you give him unsportsmanlike conduct. Excuse me, I'm like not game misconduct, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
Because yesterday, the only footage we were seeing was after the goal, he takes the puck, shoots it out of the net in frustration. Everybody does that.
Everybody.
And then we're like 2-minute misconduct. Like, are you? Excuse my language. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Then they go score that. Edmonton ties it up.
Right.
Okay. And then, dude, you look at footage again. It's because Josh Anderson was just tapping his stick. Like, kind of like, I don't even call it taunting the ref. Hey, ref, yeah, good job, ref. The ref took it personal. Like, give me I don't know, man. Give me.
But I mean, that's not the first time that I've seen that happening.
No, it happens.
I haven't seen many calls like that. No, I see a lot of players commenting to the refs all the time, dude. When they're, they know there's a bad call. They don't always get penalties, but in this case, it's like the ref knew, where he was in the game and what the call will lead maybe to a more exciting game, flipping the tables around from the Canadiens to so it was a bit of that. Like I said, it's part of hockey, so we can't really complain. It's going to happen. However,
I
don't believe it was necessary for that call to happen when it did.
No, I totally agree. I'm trying to just remember when all this happened. I remember. Okay, Josh. I don't know what Jake Evans got a 10 minutes misconduct. I'm trying to remember what happened exactly. I'm for the life of me, I don't remember Jake Evans' penalty, and then that last goal to grab the lead again with like a minute and something left. That was a dagger to the heart. Now, I'm gonna say this on that goal. I'm not blaming Mike Matheson for the loss. I'm really not, but I found on that defensive play, he had his stick up in the air and he was just trying to like rough up the guy. I've been preaching this forever, even when I play hockey with my own guys. Hockey 101. whether it's on the offense or if it's on the defense, keep your goddamn stick on the ice.
Yeah.
Keep it on the ice. Okay. This is not, I'm not calling out Mike Matheson the way it sounds. I'm just looking at a small detail there. Would it have made a difference? Who knows? I don't know. We will never know at this point. To me, I'm looking at that small detail. Some are going to argue, well, what about Sam Montembeault making a save? I don't disagree. I do believe maybe an extra save or two in this game. Will it make a difference? Probably. That's another small detail I'm looking at. Another detail I am looking at too. I don't know how many chances Slavkovsky had, and he missed the net. And I'm going to praise Slavkovsky for putting himself in that position to have those scoring chances. Fantastic. I'm loving Uri Slavkovsky's game lately. Even though he's not putting up the points, he's blocking shots. I don't know how many Evan Bouchard's shot he blocked this game. It was, and Evan Bouchard has a hard shot, one of the hardest.
Over 4, I think it was. At least it was a lot.
Uri Slavkovsky is dialed in. He's dialed in.
He doesn't need to change his game.
No.
If he continues the way that he's playing like this for 82 games, whatever, points are bound to follow. So
they're going to follow,
or goals will happen.
They're going to come, but it's just creating those scoring opportunities, or even making a big defensive play that generates momentum for your team. It really, really does. 100%. I'm praising Uri. I'm not shitting on Slavkovsky. I'm praising his game, but my goodness, if just like I think I counted like 4 or 5. Had he put those pucks on net, he could have gotten a hat trick at least.
Dude,
I truly, truly, truly believe that. You're not going to convince me otherwise.
By the second period.
No, for sure. But look, on the overall, look, this might sound like I'm coming out, I'm calling out Matheson, Montembeault, Slavkovsky. I'm really not, because on the overall, like, the team played well. It was their best 5-on-5 game. Like I said, I feel bad for Sam Montembeault, though. I really, really do.
I said this as well too in the chat group. I find the Canadians don't play as well in front of him than they play with Dobes.
I don't know, dude.
There could be factors that go into that equation, in my opinion. Because Dobes is playing against different teams and not as skilled teams as Montembeault is playing. So that could explain. And a lot of the goals, if you notice, are a lot of deflections. They're not clean shots.
That first goal, of course. I totally
like that
agree.
too, right? But it's definitely more complicated than that.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know, man. It's really interesting. And like the fan base now too is also praising Dobes more than Montembeault. And like, will this create some controversy moving forward in the future in this season?
Yeah.
With the number 1 and 2.
Look, on who's on? Was it which power play? Who got a penalty? Was it not the Josh Andrews in the third period? I forgot who went to the box.
Evans?
No. It was. I think it was a Uri Slavkovsky boarding.
Okay. Okay.
Montembeault made like 2-3 big saves there, and that's when I thought, like towards the end of the game. He's in the zone. Like, this is good. And then the refs took over. The refs took over again, and
would have been a nice win.
That's 2 big points. That would have been 2 big points. Florida lost. Detroit lost. Like, the Canadiens still have lead of their division. Boston lost. But this was a great opportunity to get an extra lead from Detroit, who's trailing behind us.
Yep.
And they were robbed. They were robbed by the Edmonton referees. I'm calling them that. They were robbed by the Edmonton referees. I am not one. I don't want to be that guy or that member of that fan base that always blames the refs. I'm trying not to be, but I feel like in this case we all have a legit reason to blame the refs. Okay.
Yep.
Fan bases all across sports are gonna blame refs one way or another. That's just the nature of sports. You're gonna think the ref is against your franchise, blah blah blah. I blame Gary Bettman, this and that. I'm not gonna be that guy. not that guy. Okay. This time around, this is different. This is different, dude. And
It is.
I loved how Brendan Gallagher, Cole Caulfield, and head coach Marty St. Louis sent a clear message.
I wanted to say something about how Marty,
I
said
love
it.
what he said.
I liked what he said.
Take it away.
In comparison to like how Tortorella would approach this situation, or any other coach,
Oh my god!
shall we say, he really, he said something to the effect where like the coaching staff is going to look at videos. We look at videos to further improve our games, and that he hopes the referees do the same thing. Like that is in itself a statement that it's bold, but without being bold. You know what I'm saying?
Very
and that's
much.
how it has to be. And the NHL will definitely listen to that versus a guy who's stomping his feet in front of a camera, in front of journalists saying, we got robbed. So hopefully that will improve the situation moving forward.
I
have hope.
I totally agree with you. I love what Brendan Gallagher said. Like, you actually admit that Juraj Slafkovsky penalty was a mistake. You actually admit it. What do a lot of these refs do? They have that habit of like, fuck, we gave them a bad call.
Right.
We owe them one. Like, I hate that mindset, but that's just how reffing is during the regular season, at least, maybe even the playoffs.
Man, what a job though, eh?
Like, how do you Kirby Doc got hit from behind.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's bullshit. That's a missed call.
Did you see? But also,
that call though.
When was that hit? The Kirby Doc one. Was that second period?
Why do I have definitely either the first or the second? It did not. I know for a fact it did not happen in the third.
Did you see that play that Kirby Doc? He was skating into the offensive zone and he got somewhat interfered with and he fell. But then you saw the coach say, "Get up."
Oh yeah. He
didn't call it, but
that was in the second period,
dude.
So you
right
know
there, you knew like it was already a of what's to come type of thing,
And I totally get what you're saying. See, that one, I was on the fence because he chipped the puck in, but he also skated into the guy a little bit.
Correct.
If he really tried to avoid him, look, to the best of my memory, I thought he skated into him a little bit as well. Maybe that's why the ref let it go. Maybe I don't know. I'm just speculating.
That's very possible. Yeah.
That was just my point of view. That one I was like, okay. Cole got slashed. I think Josh Anderson got slashed. Nothing. But McDavid, you touch him and he falls. It's an automatic 2, which pretty much was the Mike Matheson penalty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love what Brendan Gallagher said. They're the 2 superstars of this league. They don't need the help from the refs. Good. I don't care if we sound like crybabies. I don't care if we sound like whiny little bitches. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. I don't care. At some point in time, these refs need to be accountable for their mistakes. They really, really do. Zook, you and I, if we go to work and we make major mistakes, what's going to happen?
We're going to get told.
We
Mm-hmm.
might get reprimanded. If
it's
it's a major mistake, we might get fired. Which
right.
I'm not, and I'm not saying that these refs need to get fired. Like, I want to look at the human element of, or the human aspect of all this too. But I think at some point the league's got to look at these guys, be like, listen, you made mistakes on this one. You're not going to be reffing games as much.
I'm all for that, dude.
I'm sorry, dude. If a player keeps making mistakes, he's going to be a healthy scratch. Probably won't get a contract. Probably teams won't look for him too much. You know what I mean? He's not going to get a job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be harsh or something, but man, you need to be held accountable. These refs, I'm sorry, you ref this game. Okay, we scheduled this game. No, you're suspended 1 game. I don't know.
You know what would be cool though, Sam? Imagine having a sort of like a hearing panel for refs.
Yeah, like a post-game.
Let's say there's a situation like yesterday's that happens, and they call for him to be summoned, and there's a panel. They discuss, they look at the play, and they deem it if it's a bad or good call, and there's some sort of reprimand that happens after that, in order to really keep the level of reffing at a high level. It keeps them accountable.
look,
I don't think it's ever going to happen, but like that's not a bad idea to think about it.
to the best of my knowledge, the NHL just does have a referee rating system.
Oh, they do.
They
Okay.
do. They do. To the best of my knowledge, from what I've heard by a couple of people that know the ins and outs a little
Okay.
bit of the league. Like they're not big names, but anyways, all that to
Right.
say is that there is a grading system, and the more you ref a good game, the more I don't know if it's the more games you'll definitely get more games during playoffs.
Right. Yep.
Around that range, right? But man, in all honesty, dude, the best thing, the most important thing for this team right now is they need to move on from this, need to move forward and really change their focus, not their
I
mind,
agree.
but their focus for the next game. If they could grab 2 points out of Vancouver, you're looking at so far in my books a successful road trip. Even if you got 4 points out of 4, yeah, that's good. You could have had 6 at least. We'll see what happens in Seattle come as a Monday night or Tuesday night. I got to double check that schedule. I'm confident this team can pull a victory out of Vancouver.
Who do you think is going to be Nets?
Okay, great question. I think you got to put Dobes in. I don't even know if it's a question anymore. And you mentioned goalie controversy, or you questioned, if there's not that you mentioned there's a goalie controversy, you questioned it. I don't think there is one. I don't call it a controversy because it's two guys that care for each other. They they care about this team more than they care about themselves. They really, really do. They care about winning. They care about being the best they could possibly be. There's a friendly competition there. So in my eyes, in my book, there's no controversy.
Good.
However, right now, especially where we want to see this rebuild and this team go, especially at the start of the season, we don't want to repeat what happened last season, a very terrible start in October, which is not looking that way. Where Friday, October 24th, they're 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness, yeah, they're 6-3. Excuse me, sorry, I had a brain fart there. You got to go with the goaltender that gives you the best chance at winning, and right now, it is Jakub Dobes. You got to go with Jakub Dobes Saturday against the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
And then you deal about that afterwards. Maybe a lot of people in this fan base are going to think, no, give Jakub Dobes to start Saturday, give him to start Tuesday against Seattle Kraken in Seattle. Probably, yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm looking at a one game at a time thing, and for me, Jakub Dobes starts
Next game. I think that's how Marty looks at it too, or that's how he's been doing it thus far. Still early on in the season, but yeah, we could pretty much say it right now that it's going to be Dobes, even though we don't have confirmation yet.
No, exactly that. But I feel for Sam Montembeault. I really, really do. I actually feel bad for him. It sucks because you can definitely see you saw a confident goaltender last year, and now you're looking at a complete opposite goaltender this year. Luckily, if this is the case where his confidence is pretty low right now, luckily for him, it's very early in the season for this to happen. So anything can change. And I hope it changes. Because if it does, this team is going to be a lot better than what they are right now. Because if they have two confident goaltenders,
yeah, it's massive.
Dude, I'm thinking this is going to be far-fetched here, but look how confident the Bruins were when they had Linus Ullmark and Swayman playing well.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Like look how confident that team was when that was going down.
Yeah, they had over 50 wins.
They were exactly that. So and I am not comparing Jakub Dobes and Sam Montembeault to Linus Ullmark and Swayman, Jeremy Swayman. One's a Vezina Trophy nominee, winner, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comparing. I'm just saying that also helps in with the vibe and the culture, or that also helps bringing a winning mentality,
Right.
a winning vibe into the culture of this team. If that happens, this team's just going to progress and progress and progress. They look. I'm going to say this: the Canadiens need Sam Montembeault. They need him. They need Jakub Dobes. They need Montembeault too.
Mhm.
I truly believe that.
If they could split it 50-50, dude,
That's what I want.
come the playoffs, if the Canadiens are ever in a playoff position, it's only going to be better, dude. You saw last
I
year,
agree.
Monty was done at the end of the season, dude, and that's why he strained his groin. He played a lot of games last year, right? So
Yep.
if
Yep.
he could play a little less, he might be a little fresher, and it's gonna make us a little stronger in the playoffs if ever we make it this year. So
No,
I think that's
totally
also
agree.
Marty's approach. He says it. He's managing their times. He's managing their performances. He's gonna make sure that he's gonna try to help Montembeault's confidence and bring him
Oh,
back
for
up
sure.
to there. Just by the way, when he's gonna play him. Look, he might even play him the next game, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see something like that happening. In terms of working on the kid's confidence.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. You know why I actually, now that you mention it, you know why I think he's going to go with Sam Montembeault against the Kraken? Because he beat them at their home opener.
There you go. Yeah, it's true. Very good point.
And maybe that needs to happen if
Yeah,
you knock a wood, pray to the hockey gods, they come out with a win. If that happens with Sam Montembeault in net, maybe that's the jump start he needs to regain his confidence.
absolutely.
I'm for that. I'm for that. But I will say this on the flip side, it really depends how well Jakub Dobes plays on Saturday,
Mhm.
because I truly believe, and maybe now everybody's going to agree with me, I think Jakub Dobes is earning these games a little bit more than Sam Montembeault is. It's unfortunate. We're in the business of winning.
Right. Then it certainly looks like that's the case. He's working hard. He's been working hard all summer.
Mm-hmm.
We've been
Yeah.
seeing posts all summer, him training. He looks too like his game has definitely not his game, his technique. Like you remember, like even you were even saying he would be flopping around a little more back in
Yep.
the past. I haven't
Yep.
seen that much of an issue this year.
Oh, he
In fact,
admitted
he
it
looks a
too.
lot more precise in his movements.
Yep.
Being a big goalie, to do that, you need to be goddamn physical. And so he's
Oh,
worked on
1,000%.
his physicality, and it shows right now. He's more precise in his movements. Big guy, right? So
You know what
that
the difference is?
combined with his size is insane.
You know what the difference is? He's having fun now
Oh
compared
yeah,
to last year.
yeah.
Last year he came in, for sure he was nervous. It's
Look,
normal, the jitters,
and he
all
also
that.
has great defensemen working with him in front of him this year. I
Yeah,
think
much
the
better.
Habs this
Oh,
year,
yeah.
their D right now has been insane. The
Much
best
better,
we've
yeah.
seen in a decade.
Oh, I think this is the best we've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
Man, the Canadiens could have used Caden Gooley though.
I know.
Thursday night.
Yeah,
I especially
I
in his
miss him.
hometown.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm missing him. I think this team is missing him. Definitely not in a state of panic just yet.
No,
But I
He'll
look
be
forward
back.
to seeing him back in the lineup, and hopefully he stays healthy for the
couple more weeks.
the rest of the season. But
Mhm.
no, I know. I've been trying to. I've been scrolling over Twitter all day to see if there's any news of a fine.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I
And
mean,
you know why,
again,
Sammy? They're gonna try to. What's the word? This is it's in your line of work. They're gonna
Mhm.
try to extinguish this flame here that's somewhat started in the media. They're
maybe.
gonna try to keep it hush and just let it move on. Like
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I
probably.
think there's not going to be any fines. If there's going to be fines, then it's going to be a little more publicized, and I don't think the league wants that. So that's
Well,
just
look,
my take.
at the end of the day, I don't think they said anything wrong
I don't
or
think so.
controversial. You said it best earlier. Like Marty made a bit of a bold statement without being a John Tortorella type.
Right.
Absolutely.
Without the exclamation point at the end. You know what I mean?
That was the best. I thought that was the best message to all. Like, hey,
100%.
yeah, coaches, we look at film to improve our players and our game. I
What
hope
a
the
coach.
NHL. I hope the NHL has the same process. And
What a
and then
coach.
when he was he said in both languages, both English and
Yes.
French. And when he was done, he was looking at the reporter that said it, kind of like in a sense, like, I dare you to ask me another question. And I think that's when Chantal was like, "Merci, Martin." question period over.
Chantal's my favorite.
Have a good night. Yeah,
For
she's
sure.
great. She's another great hiring by the Canadiens. Like we said this
Spot
over
on.
and over again. But
Mhm.
no, we head into Vancouver Saturday night. Not a late night start, but then when they go to Seattle, that will be a late night start. But Vancouver's 7. I believe it's a 7:30 Eastern start. No, 7:00. Yeah, even better. 7:00 Eastern Standard start.
It's an early afternoon game there.
Exactly that. I think
Mhm.
that's like what? That's like a
4.
4:30 game.
Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, you're right. It's
3
3
hours.
hours. 3 hours. So
Yeah.
no, the best thing the Canadians can do is just forget about yesterday. Remember the positive points because there were so many more positives in that game than the negatives. Unfortunately, the negative outweighed everything, hence the final score. Stick to their guns. Continue. Do not take the foot off the gas pedal, boys. If they do that, I'm confident they're going to walk out with a W and 2 points.
It's definitely possible.
That's all I got. We're keeping this episode short and
said
sweet.
it all, boy. Yep.
We said it all. Well, listen, we're going to end it off here. Want to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Curfew Boys Podcast. If you were watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. Please click like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. Share this with your fellow Habs friends near and far. It's the only way we can feel the love. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, any podcast platform, give us a 5-star rating, please. And thank you again. It's the only way we can feel the love. A big thank you to our sponsors, Les Délices Lafresnaye, Habs Cave, Mike's Barbecue Rum. Give them some love. Follow them on Instagram and any of their social media platforms. Speaking of social media platforms, you can follow the Curfew Boys on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, also known as X. Look, that's all I got. Zook, enjoy your weekend. Everybody, try to enjoy your weekend. It's a new day. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. The Canadiens are going to get this victory against the Vancouver
Watch those games,
Canucks.
boys and girls.
Let's go. We will see you hopefully with a post-game show. Until then,
Bye now.
bye now. Good night.